A Villain in Venice, Jane of the Air, Book 1. A steampunk detective and aviatrix and part-time spy. Available now. All profits to the NHS.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time talking about the 2021 New Year's Day special. I do miss saying Christmas Day special, and I shouldn't really, because I didn't enjoy them when they were on Christmas Day. I'm such a curmudgeon. Having to organise everything that was happening, when you were going to have lunch, when you were going to get really tense that you were missing Doctor Who because you were having to play with the family, and then resenting the fact that you were thinking like that and thinking I should be with my family and enjoying that instead, and a huge thing, and then getting worried that, everyone's going to watch Doctor Who and then realise that it's not as good as everyone's gone on about it, and the spell will finally be broken after all these years, and that'll happen for Christmas. That'll spoil everyone's Christmas Day. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that at all. So this year we get, just like last year, New Year's special. And it's a continuation from last year's story, which is cool. Because the only thing that really bugged me about the last story, that's not quite true. One of the few things that bugged me about the last story was, of course, the homemade design of the Scout Dalek. And, well, the fact that they used ultraviolet light to travel for no adequately explored reason. That always annoyed me. So this year we've got the something beginning with R of the Daleks. Oh, and sorry this is late, but so much is going on. Anyway, before I go down that road, I just want to talk about what happened yesterday in the newspapers. You see, it was announced on the front page that Jodie was leaving Doctor Who. There was going to be no more 14th, 15th, 13th Doctor. Delete as you find applicable. And then Twitter and, of course, the internet went wild. People were like, oh no, nobody's denying it, nobody's doing this. And then the next day I post on Twitter, is Jodie leaving then or what? And people have gone, oh no, she's not. Now there could be a whole thing about her agent going, well, we'd like some more money. And them playing, hardball. Or somebody obeying the rule of 3, which is annoying because that means halfway through the last season was her halfway point. And that just makes me want to cry. Mainly because I'll have to buy more Lego. You see, some people just go on and on about how Jodie's not for that. You know what? I don't care about that. What I care about is that I'm just not fond of her delivery, because her choices feel so much like she's just reading out Tennant's lines. Perhaps that's it, because when I watch them on repeat, I don't think about these things and I enjoy the stories a lot more. So, who do I want to play the next Doctor? Well, everyone's going, oh, let's make it Ruth. And of course all the newspapers instantly going, oh, it's got to be What's-His-Face from Thingy. And so on. I don't care. I know they'll cast well, they always do, that's their main job. I do like a certain Neil Perriman's suggestion, and if you want to go and find out what that is, then scour Twitter. Yes, of course I'm old-fashioned, and I'd quite like Sam West, but what do I know? And yes, you could always ask, well, some people I have asked before who blew the part because they couldn't hold their powder, but that's not important. Another thing worthy of comment, and something I missed, was that this was apparently available in ultra-high definition. Now, I've got an ultra-high definition telly, or more importantly, I've got a TV capable of playing that. But can I find it to download? No, I can't. So apparently you had to watch it in ultra-high definition live. Well, I didn't realise that, did I? But I think high def will do, don't you? This story, of course, also marks the end of our time with Ryan and Graham. And they finish with the apparently emotional scene of Ryan trying to ride a bike. being unstoppable. Now, he's dyspraxic. He's not going to get better from that. What he needs is a coping strategy, a way round it. That's how people function about these things. Dyslexics find workarounds. They don't just keep going. That is that very popular definition of insanity. Just keep trying the same thing over and over again and hoping for something different kind of distracted me from the apparently emotional moment. There was an emotional moment in the episode, and that was when the really, really nice TARDIS got destroyed by folding in on itself. That made me want to cry. Genuinely, it upset me, because that's what I kind of wanted them to travel the universe in. Now, obviously, the set still exists, and if Dr. Ruth ends up replacing our 13th, 14th, 15th Doctor, then, well, we can use that set, and that will make me terribly, terribly happy, and please, virtually no one else. Was it a good story? Yes, it had Captain Jack in it. What more do you need? Well, actually, the Captain Jack thing is a bit of an issue for me, because what I really fancied was River Song. That storyline would have worked. But if you've got a, well, omnisexual character like Jack, and then you've got Yaz, who's, well, let's face it, going to be in love with the Doctor, and Jack, who was also in love with the Doctor, but telling her how things will go, just sets the groundwork for the entire next season of the Doctor and Yaz wandering this, well, the universe. Will Jack be back? I do hope so. I genuinely do. But I'd quite like a Jack and River story, but then again, is River's story finished? I just don't know. And I do enjoy a bit of Torchwood, mainly Season 2 and Big Finish. I'd rather not talk about Children of Smurfs ever again. So, does it fix things? Yes. Would River have been better? For me, yeah, but you know what? Having Jack back was perfectly good. I can't believe that is what's classed as a nod to the past these days. It's heartbreaking. But that's because I'm not the target audience. You see, we forget that, us old-school curmudgeon fans. We're not gatekeepers, we're just trying to hang on to our youth. Perhaps that's part of it. I just don't know. Perhaps I'm giving this far too much thought, but as I reach nearly 1,000 podcasts on the subject, giving something far too much thought really is an understatement. Yes, the design worked, and yes, part of me wants to imagine what the raid on the US Senate would have been like if the security drones had been Daleks, and to be honest, as I was watching the news footage, I kind of wished the whole thing had been made up. But that's of its time. This was filmed some time ago. It's setting the groundwork for the next season, and the Daleks, here's an issue. Did anyone out there want the Dalek strategist to look like the strategist from Big Finish? Well, that's probably just me. But here's the thing. At the end of the 9th Doctor's time, the Eccleston 9th Doctor, regardless of how you count war, is war a number? I really must let that one go. At the end of Eccleston's time, the Emperor of the Daleks, the God of the Daleks, decided to use human DNA to generate a Dalek army, and he was worshipped for it. These Daleks, these racially pure Daleks, decide to have a go at all of these new Johnny-come-lately Daleks, because they are made of some human DNA. Oh, how the mighty have changed. It's all just a bit hypocritical. They could have used the parts after all. 3D printed Daleks? Who would have thought it? And to be fair, I did get a 3D printed 8th Doctor sonic screwdriver. I will paint it, just as soon as I've got access to my special shed. Right, that's enough rambling, I think. Did I enjoy it? Of course I did. Did I get upset when far too many Daleks turned up? Yes. Just a handful would have done. You know, one Dalek, its pest control, it would have worked. Yes, there was a whole rollout of the security drone Daleks. And yes, they were being grown in Japan, because that's where you grow strange genetic things, isn't it? Isn't it? Look, I've rambled too far, but what I need to say is thank you very much. Happy New Year. Happy new president to everyone who's listening in another country. And all we have to do now is sort ourselves out. Quickly. So until next time, be seeing you. That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Available on Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher and wherever good podcasts are found. Get early access to content by subscribing to the Tin Dog Podcast YouTube channel. You can support the show at patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on Twitter at tindogpodcast or email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. All of the things discussed are the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.